customer example of this I can think of is a leading bank we worked with who had over 2,000 operational staff working in a really busy business critical process. So overnight, the staff became distributed. So it was really important that there was no delays or disruption for customers and the team could actually just continue to operate as normal. So at Zarion worked really closely with them to push the work to Outlook so everyone could actually access it remotely. And from there, they could approve things within the email really quickly and really easily. So the results were immediate and obvious. Leaders and supervisors have much better visibility of their workers and the tasks that they were working on. Work was also streamlined, so employees could work fast through email integration and Outlook. And the third big result was the time delays and bottlenecks were removed, and the teams had insights into the work being done as part of the process. So the big takeaway really from this story is we brought 2,000 people remotely together so they could work towards the same goals and understand their targets each and every day. So it was a really big success story for our customer on how they overcame the barriers to working remotely.
Our customer, who is a leading health insurer, actually employs 3 outsourced service providers to complete certain types of work. But I think the issue there was that they felt they weren't in control of their work, and they weren't in control of where it was being sent and when it was being completed. So they knew that this lack of control was really causing time delays, there was wastage in the process, especially when work was being sent to an outsourced provider that didn't actually have the capacity or the availability to do the work. So they really needed to gain some of this control back. So they wanted to see exactly when a provider was available, or more importantly, not available. So this is all about really ensuring that they were able to deliver the right work to the right service provider at the right time in the right location. So again, not an easy thing to do, but using the Zarion platforms, and more specifically the allocation capabilities, the health insurer was actually able to send work to any of the 3 providers based on capacity and availability. So they eventually then were able to start automating this allocation of work to really drive speed and efficiency there and free up time for more higher value work to be carried out. Supervisors were set up with multiple real-time dashboards, and from there they were able to understand what's actually happening with the work in real time. So I think overall this really simplified work management. Our customer were able to remove the complexity of managing work across 3 different outsourced service providers in 3 different locations. They had the visibility and control of the work, and they were able to increase smooth end-to-end processing using automation to do this, and they were able to cut down massively on costly errors. They had more control over the deadlines, and they were able to ensure that the provider was actually meeting SLAs. What's really worth noting here, though, is the massive opportunity to save on costs by removing wastage, delays, and having the ability to send work to the lowest cost provider at their time of need.
When COVID hit, naturally the business looked to IT to get the infrastructure in place to enable them to work remotely. And the main concerns around the time would have been around security, compliance, and data protection, what you'd expect. But now it's clear that the blended model is the way forward. And people in financial services organizations and across other industries recognize that we'll probably never go back to work as we knew it. More than likely, we'll never return to 100% capacity in an office setting. So in more recent weeks and months, we've noticed a shift of focus and responsibility over to the business side of the house. Now that the firefighting has come to an end, it's up to the business leaders to find new ways of moving forward and develop a more efficient remote or blended workforce. So it's about helping organizations to move to new ways of working. Using the Zarion platform, businesses can bring together that distributed workforce from wherever they might be. Use real-time information to make better decisions about the work and the resources, and the automatic allocation and distributed work based on locations and skills and availability, so that managers are easily able to organize, establish new operational structures of teams, bringing people together who can cooperate when needed to, and identifying the best places for automation, especially for work that doesn't necessarily need to be completed by a person, that might slow them down or frustrate them. So it's removing the barriers for people so they can work better and focus on their priority work. So the results that we think that we can drive out from that are businesses can become much more people-centric, putting people at the heart of their processes, and allow staff to work flexibly in a way that suits them. So it's really helping to identify the issues where someone might be struggling and allowing the team leaders and senior people to streamline the work, help people to focus better, help them to coach and work in new ways, helping to drive the productivity by giving people more autonomy. And all of this is allowing to do much more with the same resources at hand. But at the same time, it's building up much more trust with their employees and move away from the concepts of big brother monitoring. Help the company establish and maintain much more productive, more informed and healthy workforce. And through that, you're going to have higher employee loyalty and lower turnover rate. So really transforming that workplace to support work that is productive and efficient. All of this is going to help benefit the company and its employees in the long run and be sustainable.